like a Mage does. Mage is so reliant on a good Antonidas
Yeah.
to end the game.
Yeah, but we already see the Blade Flare in hand, so there will be like a potential very good clear for AkiSera later in the game.
But there's no poison yet, so...
Yeah, that's true, no poison yet. So what do you do here? Do you play just empty SI7 agent? Or do this? Okay.
So he's too feared to take too much damage early.
I mean,
So he goes for the safe clear for now.
Oh god, and he gets a Blast Mage, and Blast Mage is absolutely awesome whenever you play it. Like, it's especially good against Violet Teacher tokens, but even now, you know, 4 in the face, and now you have 7.
Gives so much pressure.
So much damage. Like, there's already 13 damage if you count the Fireball.
And you already know the rogue didn't have a good way of playing his last turn. He had to do the 1 damage Blade Flurry to kill a 3-1 and a 2-1. So you know you can pressure him, and he has no good way to clear it.
Yeah, you know that the Rogue's Hand is probably, you know, very late game oriented, or, you know, just awkward spells. And, it can actually do...
The Mana Worm is really interesting in Mages. Like, we saw it in the early stages of Mage. Some tried to play it, but...
I think it was Zizo who tried him kind of recently, right? I think I saw him in KPL basically using Mana Worm and actually Arcane Intellect in Mage just to mitigate this lack of draw and, you know, with the Arcane Intellect. And no, Mana Worm is just a great minion overall.
So he also decides to maybe swap here. The Shredder, yeah. Just to save his Blast Mage even more.
Yep.
And to get the buff on the Mana Worm, obviously. And he goes for the trade. It's interesting.
I like this line of play, actually.
He went for the Pressure Blast Mage the turn before, like with the Battle Cry going to the face. So I would have kind of liked him following up that aggressive route of play to also go face here.
I would have liked it as well, just because you know you already have Fireball in hand, so that's 6 more damage, and you have, you know, stuff like Azure Drake to refill your hand and Lotep to block your opponent's, you know, powerful turns. So you're not really afraid of dying per se, and the pressure is with you. So I disagree with this kind of play a bit, but let's see how it turns out. The problem is, again, another awkward turn for the Rogue. This Lotep is doing so much work.
It was not a misplay in itself, but maybe he decided to take it too slow for his position. So maybe the other line of play would have been, the more aggressive one would have been the better one.
So one line of play here can be, you know, instead of pinging the SI7, you can just ping Phase, Shredder, and start pushing for damage just to set lethal for these fireballs. But even now, he's already in good position because there's no really a good way for the Rogue to clear here. Like, you want to play Dr. Boom, but this means you're dead. So you have to sub something.
Like, pinging Phase there was maybe you can't, if you could lethal him next turn with double fireball, which he is one mana off, it would have maybe been the better play, but I think this way it was more correct. So the chance of him keeping a stable board is much higher, and he can still ping Phase next turn for the 1 save damage to then end it with the double fireball, if he doesn't have lethal yet already.
Okay, so, oh god.
Yeah.
Wow. So he has to sub this Lotep, right?
Yeah.
Just not to die, and which means that there will be more turn locking. Will he? Yeah, he has to. Wow. So Lotep will come down.
Question is,
or
well, you're Dr. Boom, maybe.
Nah, I still think that Lotep is better just to lock down the Rogue for sure. You know, you don't really want something wild to happen.
And you also don't want to fireball yet, because you don't want to tell him how much damage you have.
Yeah. Okay, so he cannot sprint, he cannot get away out of this. Like, his only play here is Boom or Thorison. I mean, okay, Boom. So that's game. That's game. That's Fireball and a low tap hit for the little.
So the Mage got his win.
It certainly did. So let's see what. So the Mage is out, and we have Warrior and Druid for Wespogi left, and you don't really. Okay, so Warrior and Druid are, you know, one is great against Hunter, the other is not. So maybe playing Hunter is not the play here, but maybe so Paladin or Rogue, I guess, because
Rogue is also really weak against the Warrior.
Against Warrior. So I guess you have to play Paladin here just because, you know, I like Paladin against both classes. You know, the hero power can really put a lot of pressure on the Warrior, even though they run a lot of Whirlwind effects from Death's Bite and Whirlwind itself. Eventually, over time, the hero power just overwhelms you, and if you get a good Masterful Battle into Quartermaster and then they don't have any brawl, you just die.
But you might also try to consider, like, almost giving the Warrior a win. Like, you don't want to give your good matchup up yet, so like.
So you're thinking about just.
You have to win with your Rogue and Hunter. So if you give your Paladin win up now, he can just play his Warrior into both.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you wanna pick one of the other two to lose to the Warrior, and then go further to maybe lose if it turns out bad. So because that's in Conquest something you have to really deep think about.
Yeah, this is the Conquest makes it so much more interesting to watch Hearthstone tournament, and I'm really, you know, how to put it. Like, I'm kind of sad that you cannot really see the line of thoughts from the players, just because there's so many subtle nuances when you decide which deck to bring. You know, as you mentioned, sometimes you actually want to lose and to eliminate a deck from your opponent just because you then get better matchups for his remaining class. But yeah, we're going into the game. Let's see what it is. Okay, so it's going to be Paladin against as we thought.
I will fight with honor.
And it's ramp, I think. The Agent of War actually communicates that this is going to be a slightly more defensive Druid.
I'm not in the game yet.
Okay. So, and AkiSera has a golden Paladin, so he does know this class apparently, but Wespogi will open with a Zombie Chow immediately, which is also always good against you know, these kind of early minion decks like Paladin. Okay, so you're in the game, right?
Yeah, I'm getting into it now.
So yeah, and this is definitely a round. Like, in addition to the Agent of War we also see Kel'Thuzad. Unfortunately, what's bad for Wespogi is there are not really that much early cards, but he has the Con, he has the Enervate, which means he can start, you know, putting big minions very soon. He can even maybe consider, you know, innervating Druid of the Claw, but he actually gets a Rat just in time to actually clear the board. He can coin Rat and completely clear the board. You don't really want to risk, you know.
I think you're committing so much into this play then. Also, just coin Innovate Emperor would be also so strong.
Yeah.
And you're not afraid of a Quartermaster yet, only the turn after. So I don't think you're in need to clear the board now. So maybe
Yeah.
playing either Emperor or Druid of the Claw is really strong here. Especially because you get the discount on the Ancient of Lore and Cultized.
Even if there's like an equality, it's still paid off, you know, just because all the spells are now cheaper, and he can actually play Druid of the Clone next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what he draws. So,
Okay, Consecration for the clear here. And if there would be a equality, he would be really happy about it.
Yeah.
Because he will get a sick Cultized later on then.
so he's this wondering how he should clear it. I think you just take 5 to the face here, right?
Yeah, especially because you have 2 quartermasters in your hand. You want to preserve your dudes on the board.
Okay,
Yeah, he
so
will most likely just go for the Druid of the Claw.
I think you basically tone it, right? You don't really want to give it to a true silver champion.
Black Knight is pretty much out of the meta, most likely, even though we saw one earlier today. I'm not sure who it was who played Black Knight, but yeah, that's...
I think it was Wespogi's Mage which played Black Knight, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think it was a Mage.
Yeah, you just Druid of the Qual down here, because you're a run druid. You basically want to be on the defensive end. As long as the game is going slow and you're not dying to attacks. Wow, this is so...
To arms, men!
Oh, no, at the moment I have a spectator bug, but I'm staying in.
So, you're in the game?
Yeah.
Okay. So this can be a board clear with the Keeper of the Grove, right?
And he goes for it.
No.
It's not that efficient or gives you any good board pressure, but just a decent clear.
The thing is, the Keeper of the Groves are so valuable against Paladin just because of the Sylvanas and the Tyrion, and you know, wasting one for a ping always feels like weird stuff to me. Like, he could have hero powered, and I think that would have been the better play, because now he could silence the Sylvanas, or you know, if there was no Sylvanas, he still has Keeper of the Grove with Tyrion later on, if this comes in.
But the thing is, well, he plays ramp. If it would be mid-range, then the Keeper would be like a better player because he gets more damage and more tempo on the board.
Yep.
But this way, I'm not sure how good the Keeper was, but now he has the decision. He has the decision to maybe Harrison. The Light's Justice for 2 draws. Or Ancient of Lore, but the Sylvanas is a pretty big problem here.
I still think you can Ancient of Lore and maybe try to get another Keeper of the Grove to silence the Sylvanas. Or, you know, just straight in, but...
No, I think you Harrison. Because it's basically the same as the Ancient of Lore. Well, it dies to true silver, but you also get the draws. As long as you can. And you got the other Keeper. So
the other Keeper is great draw.
Should definitely be there for Tyrion.
Yeah, you don't ever play this unless you have little and just want to open the way, like from some towns or whatever. Okay, so Ancient of War or Kel'Thuzad, and like Kel'Thuzad is not really good.
I don't like Kel'Thuzad here. It maybe just gets traded away or something. So you want to get it out after you filled your board with strong minions.
You also want to see equality being played first, right?
Yeah.
You want to bait it in some way. So I just think you Ancient of War here, Ancient of Lore, sorry, just to fill up your hand more.
I also like Ancient of War, kind of.
I mean, it will draw equality for sure. Like, if this is what you want to do, like assure that there is no heavy clear from the Paladin. I guess you play this, and there's no other way for the Paladin to kill it other than equality and run into it.
Like, the Paladin just used the Elder, so you're fine with that on your Ancient of War.
Yeah, I don't like Heltos out here. I mean, it's 8 health, so it won't die just to attacks. But if there's like an equality or something, and I think this is the best play overall. Like, just get more cards and okay, he gets innervate.
Yeah, that's the true silver.
So
Now he just kind of trades and plays Dr. Boom.
Boom bots, Dr. Boom time. What a top deck! What a top deck for Wespogi here, and you know, just basically clear one Boom bot and steal Dr. Boom or anything else really. Then you have 5 more mana left, or actually 7.
With the innovate. And you could then play a...
Yeah, and if he doesn't steal Dr. Boom, he can easily BGH it, because there's no really other BGH targets in Paladin. Yeah, just ping. Just ping the bomb, man. Come on. That's a good buy. And we'll definitely see the mind control check.
Yeah, as long as it gets to play it. He steals the Boombot.
I've got the beast in my
Now, as we said, you know, didn't get Dr. Boom, but oh well, there's still BGH to deal with it. Actually, if he doesn't deal with this board, like right now, Scenarios is so much damage next turn. And he has to equality and do something.
That mind control tech into BGH really gave him the board back.
reporting for duty.
Wow, is he dead now? I mean, he'll start trading, so he will at least kill the mind control tech, and you know, the big aim hunter, I guess. Well, will he? The question is, does he face Tang, the ancient of? No, okay. Great bomb here. So at 9 mana or potentially 11 with Innervate, what do you do? Do you want to play Senjin into Innervate and Ancient of War? Or you're still fearing equality? Oh
Yeah, before you commit really hard to the board, you wanna get the equality out. Well, you obviously want to bait it out in some way, and I think at some point you have to overcommit to the board to bait it out.
I think a good way to overcommit in a sense is just play Scenarios, but you know that there's quite a heavy board from Aki here, so he'll easily be able to drill through it. I think he will just, you know, innervate Ancient of War here. You really don't want to keep her. You want to keep the keeper for Dorian at all. Yeah.
So this might bait out the equality if the board stays like this.
And you know, equality also reduces your minions to 1, so they become an easy swipe targets. But he gets consecration. Okay, well, it's basically too late. He wanted to have this consecration the turn early, maybe. Now he'll start trading. You never want to give the Druid a board, just because this is how Druid operates. It builds a board and it snowballs it out of control. They don't really have many mechanics to come back from it. So as long as you keep their board in check, you're in good shape. And then now he's considering, okay, what do I take 5 to the face?
Yeah, if he would have decided to take it to the face, he should have already taken the Senjin.
Yeah.
To get less damage. So it was most likely he's either going face or... Well, now the Ancient of Lore again.
Oh, he's getting so many draws, and there's Zur Drake, and okay, so he's playing one combo at least. I've seen several random Druids that don't play combo at all, and just rely on the big fat minions. They even plug in some, you know, AkiSeras and whatever. But hey, keeper value now, right?
Reporting for duty.
That's what you keep your keeper for.
But even with keeper, there's not a pleasant way to clear this board. Do you actually consider, you know, savage roaring and then clearing everything? Or you don't want to do it just because you have strong turns after that? Even if you give up your savage roar, you don't really necessarily need the force of nature combo, because you have chaos that, you have scenarios, you have you know, on turn 10 you can do Azure Drake into Sledge Belcher.
I must see.
Well, without knowing what kind of follow-up your opponent has, like if his hand is still strong because he just one turn earlier used lay on hand, you don't want to use the piece of the combo just to clear. Like I think
Time waits for no one.
it gives the Paladin a good chance of just securing the board, because I think in the long run you're not so good in pressuring the board against the Paladin if he has
Yeah.
still has maybe a quality or something, because well, he just drew from the lay on hand.
Wow, okay, that's a very important draw. You know, the best thing about Paladin, you know, from Druid's perspective, they cannot really kill you right away. There won't be like any combo coming that just deals 15 damage, so you have a bit of a leeway to make other plays and not fear for your immediate life.
And my spectator mode just bugged out again.
Why you do it, spectator mode? But the Defender of Argus is absolutely huge here. I think he made a small mistake of positioning his minions. Like I think you want to taunt the, how is it called? The Arching Protector, right?
No.
I think actually the Paladin is in a very good shape. Like this is one of the worst, like the weaknesses of Druid. He cannot really take the board back, because swipe is not really an effective removal if the enemy minions are already above 1 health. Like it's fantastic against, you know, aggressive decks, which are often, you know, have minions that die easily. But how do you actually remove a 7/7 Tyrion, 2/3 Defender of Argus, and another 2/2s? Like you want to have Zero Drake for the spell power, but if you don't, then it becomes a problem. You have to, you know, maybe play scenarios here just to equalize the board, but we know that Consecration will come and actually, you know, reverse it way back. So even though things started really well for Wespogi, now the Druid is in trouble.
Yeah, there's really no way and no line of play which gets him back into the game.
Nah, I mean he will try to populate and maybe win next turn. But there will be a Sledge Belcher coming, and there will be a Consecration. The Consecration is absolutely huge against...
and also the low flip draw, just to lock it down.
Wow, okay, so this is Paladin's game for sure. The Paladin will, you know, preserve him from any force of nature stuff. And, this will be, you know, the game back into AkiSera's favor. It will be 1-1.
Yep.
I mean, Wespogi will try to figure a way out, but there really isn't. Like, Scenarios is his only option, just because the 2 towns will... But even that doesn't really save him. He's dead.
So the Paladin got the win. The struggle of the Druid, closing the game out there. It's like... I'm not sure how good Ramp is at this point.
Yeah, it's good against Zoo and against stuff like Face Hunter, but against mid-range mid-range decks, especially against Paladin, which has equality, which basically erases all your big towns from the board. It's not really that good. Also, you know, all your big minions are worth nothing if they're outlered, really. And this is why I like Paladin against Druid, just in general, even against strong Druid, against fast Druid, excuse me. You can outdoor Peacekeeper the mid-range minions like Druid of the Claw and just mitigate the damage so much, and you can keep yourself out of Force of Nature Savage War combo.
Basically, with the ramp Druid against the Paladin, your only chance is if you get a good, if you get a board and bait out the equality,
Yep.
and then snowball the game. That's like the only way of getting ahead, because else the Paladin will overrun you with his mid-range threats, and like the Quartermaster, like we had him in this game, was just too much pressure for the Druid.
And we see mid-range hunter coming from AkiSera, so it also mid-range hunter, you know, better in the matchup than face hunter, but still a tough tough matchup just because these stones are really big and not really a way to go through them if you don't run a Hunter's Mark, and nobody really does this anymore, right? We'll see this. And already there's a zombie chow in hand to kill all web spinners, haunted creepers and whatnot, and so the Hunter's start will be really slow down at this point. He gets either way. Wow, okay. Really, really great hand from Wespogi in this point. Okay, so welcome back to the game, Numlex.
I'm just restarting because spectator mode is annoying.
Yep, that's not what you want to get from web spinner. Another web spinner. It's yeah.
Infinite value.
Yes, right. Like you can get 1,000 web spinners, you're basically ahead, right? So he'll play the Mad Scientist, but it will probably get Wrathed, or there's a play to be considered around.
Well, in this mid-range hunter, the strong thing against ramp are the freezing traps.
Yeah.
They can really lock the game out.
But I think you can actually play Innervate like a Druid of the Claw here in taunt mode, and just use your zombie chow then to proc the freezing trap. And or he will just, you know, play it super safe, not waste the Innervate on anything, and just get the Mad Scientist out of the way, then proc the freezing trap, and yeah, I'm gonna make some big plays later on. Oh, but he gets the Eagle Horn Ball. Okay, now. How he gets a second Innervate. You know what? Do you actually just go and drop Kel'Thuzad out like a boss here? Because if you do, you can then just start dropping taunts the next turns and they will never die.
Like, you have to be sure that you have something to do against the freezing trap first. Which I feel like is more important than dropping the Kel'Thuzad here. Because Kel'Thuzad effectively doesn't give you any pressure, because you can't attack yet with anything.
Yeah, but
into the freezing trap.
Do you really want to apply pressure at this point? I mean, the Hunter is not really in your face. He also doesn't have any minions on the board, so you're not in any immediate danger of dying. So as long as you play defensively, you know, Kel'Thuzad and then follow up with taunt.
It's hard to say because you don't have any other good play either. So yeah, there's no other good play in his hand at the moment.
Yeah. Because, okay, what you can do is, you know, Kel'Thuzad now and then Druid of the Claw in charge mode, pop the freezing trap, or, you know, just, again, play it super defensively and taunt, and nobody can get through it. But he will just
Goes for the Ancient of War. And I guess with that play he goes for the Druid of the Cloud Charge next turn.
Yeah.
Where shall I strike?
That's a good line of play. The problem here is that you don't really have any good turn 6.
Yeah. But yeah, always have to Wrath. You can start clearing with it and maybe fit in a hero power to clear something else off. Like, if the Sludge Belcher comes down, you can trade into the Sludge Belcher and then Wrath for card draw, maybe. And hero power.
So he'll start chipping Aki'Sera of War. Okay. So this is a line of play, like he can Wrath here, ping away the Sludge Belcher, then trade into the token, and this will basically be or even Wrath the Sludge Belcher just to get another card draw.
But it uses your whole turn and your Ancient of War is still gonna die.
Yeah, but what else can you do?
Yeah, there's no really another line of play there. But it gives a chance to the Hunter to bounce back now.
Yeah. I mean,
because,
Yep.
Yeah, because you will just have the chance to bounce back on the board with more stuff, and like the Hunter gets the pressure back again after the tempo innovates he played.
I mean, the next turn is turn 6 for Hunter, which means Savannah Highman will drop, and this is such a difficult thing to deal with if you don't have Keeper on your person. and he does run Hunter's Mark, wow.
That's really important.
Really important, yeah. Like if there's like another Ancient of War, it would be a problem. Okay, so he finds one piece of the combo. Too bad, it was really smart from AkiSera to actually trade with the bow and remove it to prevent any Harrison Jones stuff. And
did he see the Harrison Jones earlier in the matchup? I think so.
I don't think. Oh yeah, he saw it. Yeah, so he knows that there's Harrison Jones. So
and he's also not as pressured
to
go onto 14 health against the Ramp Druid because he might not know if the combo's even in there.
Yeah, and he's 2 turns away as well.
Yeah. So it was okay to take the damage to the face. Against the mid-range Druid, it would have looked the other way around.
Okay, the second Savannah? Or Stranglethorns? No, I don't think you Stranglethorn here, right? Just second Savannah just because it's so powerful.
You could fit in a hero power with the Tiger, though, which is kind of strong. Because you want a hero power as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then the turn after you have a good mana curve again with high main hero power. So that would be the only way of playing it the other way around. That would be the argument for the Tiger. Oh.
So there's Sylvanas, and you have to play this.
Yeah, it's really strong against 2 high mains.
I think it is the only strong thing against high mains. Like, one of the other options was to get Keeper and maybe ping away the injured Savannah, but still want this. Actually, you know what? If there's Savage Roar coming next, the Hunter is dead.
Yeah.
I think he will just flood the board with useless stuff just to, mitigate the randomness of Sylvanas, increase the chance of getting him something stupid. But for sure, you trade the big Savannah into the Sylvanas.
Depends on how lucky you feel. Like, because if you trade the other, they were both played after before Sylvanas, so the minions you spawn from it also die. Also get stolen if it dies.
Will he just? Yeah, he just trades here. I mean. Oh, he doesn't.
Moves quickly.
So what does he trade that? Ah, this worked better than expected. Let's see. So he really needs this this Savage Roar at this point.
The ball is so huge. It's hard for a Druid to deal with.
Okay, what's your line of play as Druid here? I guess Kel'Thuzad doesn't really do anything. Wow, the Savannah Highmane is so awkward. Basically destroys all your options, right? Because whatever you do, it will be there the next turn.
Yeah.
I mean, you can Force of Nature into it, but Force of Nature is also your only option to win the game. So the argument here would be to let's think. So you really can only win from Force of Nature, Savage Roar. So what you want to do is trade the Hound into the other Hound and maybe Keeper the other.
You basically want to survive as
Yeah.
long as possible to get more chances to draw into your combo. But he runs only one, and
Yeah.
Waits for no one.
And there's literally no place for double combo in Run Druid just because their
Yeah.
curve is so stacked. Yeah. Yeah. So he'll do what we said we'll do. He'll do.
I must safeguard the land.
What?
oh, and spectator mode trolling again.
Okay, so this is a really great clear here from AkiSera. The Hunter's Mark absolutely getting value. Oh, and the Juggles are so amazing. The Keeper will die, and he will start, putting these hero powers in, as we said. I guess you do clear here with the. Yeah, clear it. So, draw or die. This is a Nation of Lore that he will probably use to heal himself up. 7-8. Yeah, you need to heal yourself up to earn yourself one more turn to maybe find this combo. You can also ping one of the spiders. Oh man, can you imagine Wespogi just crossing his fingers like, come on please, Savage Roar. This is really the only thing decision, we cannot really stress this enough. There's kill commands, so
Is still dead?
I don't 11, 14, 16, 18, 20, yeah, he's still dead. Oh man, 100, there's so much damage, Jesus.
Well, that's the strength of the mid-range hunter against the Druid. Just have no way of dealing with the stuff.
Yeah, the Hunter's marks were absolutely essential.
Yeah.
He even gets the freezing drop, so he wouldn't even die. But yeah, he counts easily though. And this will be 2-1 for AkiSera now.
Like the freezing trap in the mid game, where basically locked out his whole turn.
Yeah.
5 was it? It was really strong and game deciding here. From that point, the hunter only snowballed with back-to-back high mains and stuff.
Okay, so we'll jump into game 4 right now, but this will be just 1 minute for me, guys. So.
So, as Nitro is gone, we're back into the game. And he's back.
I am back, guys. Okay, Rogue against Warrior, so we should just put it at 2-2, right? How often does Rogue win against, Control Warrior, the classic one?
The Warrior is really favored, especially with a good early game start.
And he has the early good game start. He has the Armor Smith and the card draw mechanics.
Yep. Like, since Shield Maiden came into the Warrior list, it made it even worse, because there's just not enough damage for the in the Rogue stack
Yeah.
to deal with it.
I mean, even, as you said, even before with just the 2 shield box, it was already difficult playing as Rogue against Warrior. But now there's a total of 20 health gain from 4 cards, and that's not even counting the hero power. So yeah, he's wondering about Harrison Jones here, but I don't really like this play, to be honest. Like, I would prefer Harrison Jones into an oiled weapon, I guess, but it's still okay. I mean, he'll have to redagger.
Yeah, but the backstep SSM is just such a great answer to the Harrison.
This guy's toast.
They get so much armor, Jesus.
You should have maybe first hero power.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he's not going to clear
Violet
the.
Teacher.
He's not going to clear it at all.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Okay. Wow, so many cards in the Warrior, Jesus. Okay, so it's turn 5, so this means dead biting and executing, right?
Yeah, just such a good play.
Yeah.
You have to get rid of the Violet Teacher.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you'll get even more armor from the from the armor smith as he clears
Yes.
the token. Wow, Jesus. Turn 5 and the Warrior is at full health. Wow.
That's like Emperor is on curfew, but it doesn't do that much in a rogue deck. Like, he even decided to not play him.
I mean, why would you even play it? Because it will immediately die to Death's Bite. So you actually want to bait away the Death's Bite trigger, but he won't ever fall for this.
Well, maybe he will trade into the... Just because he is so far ahead, he will go for the weapon into the Farseer. Just for the more safe play.
Maybe he can just Cruel Taskmaster into it, and then use the other 4 mana to Piloted Shredder. This way you don't lose a Death by charge, and you can always beat something like Lothape or Emperor Thorison or like a big Edwin Van Cleef, right?
Yeah, and you keep developing your board with that.
Yeah, and you still get 2 armor out of this. You don't really need the armor smith at this point anymore. But okay, he decides to keep it, and he will shield Maiden up.
With Shield Maiden, he still has the answer.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, you have to Thorison here.
Yeah. Without getting board pressure at this point.
I mean, I'm well, and he can actually execute again if he trades the armor smith, like, or even, Fury War Axe into it.
But I feel like this is Dr. Boom, so... Yeah.
No, yeah, oh, there's Dr. Boom, yeah, okay.
Much stronger.
Completely missed this one.
And there's, like, rogues don't run BGH, so... Killing a Dr. Boom is really hard for them. And he goes for the 3 mana sprint here.
I mean, he has to.
An early and good sprint is like the only way a rogue can win this matchup. But...
Well, it's not really early though, right? So, what are your plays here? So you can... Oh god, so awkward. Everything is so awkward. Like, Fan of Knives clears the boom bots, but it gives him so much armor.
Yeah, having to zap here would be painful.
Oh god. Oh.
I guess he is going for the sub play and wants the Fan of Knives before.
Yeah, but three armor back, and it's 35 health now. Okay, 5 damage from the boom bots, and I don't think the Rock is coming out of this alive at all. There's another Dr. Boom coming, and 1 is a problem as it is. What about 2? Like, how do you deal with this one? Like, your only option is to get some oil into Blade Flurry stuff, right?
And the warrior will never stop playing threats over
Yeah.
and over again.
I mean, this is his realm of the realm of the warrior, right? The late turns, because next turn is AkiSera, and then there's Sylvanas and Sludge Belchers, and again so much value threats. Like even on turn 10 he can double Sludge Belcher, but I don't think you want to really do this as until you see at least 1 flurry. Okay, so he will eviscerate and flurry then. Right, and he hopes that his Drake stays alive, and it does, but so much damage. Wow. Hello, AkiSera. So he's playing it really safe. I like this actually. And he can drop Sylvanas now. I don't think you need Sludge Belcher at this point, just because you're at 33 health. Nothing really scares you. The other alternative is to have Paladin Shredder and Fury Warwick's the face and start prepping this lethal if you get Gromash or whatever. Yeah, he's thinking about different lines of possibilities. Okay, you're back.
The spectator mode just keeps bugging out at the moment.
So he will go for the Warwick's. What would you play here? Sylvanas is vulnerable to sub, I guess. So maybe Paladin Shredder plus sorry, Warwick's is better. So much damage, Jesus Christ.
At this point, it almost doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it goes for.
And then there's the second Blade Flurry, but oh god, he will have to. Okay, there's how much? 9 on the board from Warrior, so he needs 3 damage, which is like 1 Gromash, basically. So you have to start thinking about clearing this all.
But other than Gromash, there's no real way of dealing the 2 extra damage.
True, but then
Extra
the next turn may be another War X or another that's better and you're just dead. Right, so you
Like,
need,
there's no good way to bounce back into this game.
yeah. So let's then talk about the final matchup. It will be Rogue against what's left. Is it Druid, right?
What did you play earlier? Yeah, I think it's Druid.
Okay, so it's going to be Rogue against Druid. Hey, there it is. He's still not dead though. Oh, he is dead, yeah, because the Explosion Sheath will trigger. Wow, 5th game, Jesus, yes. I was hoping for a full 5-game series. I wanted to see full 5-game series in the semifinals as well, but I guess it's fine as soon as we get it. Fifth and final game coming up. It will be Rogue from AkiSera against Druid from Wespogi, and we know it's Oil Rock against Ramp. Who do you think takes this?
Well, overall, Druid against Rogue is a matchup many rogues discussed about, and some feel like Rogue is so much favored. Others say Druid is really favored. It's hard to evaluate how good Ramp is in this position, because like the Rogue doesn't have the hard removal for the big threats. He like only has the 2 zaps, which need to give him enough tempo to win the game off from it.
I remember when the old Ramp was in fashion, like with the Sunwalkers and Senjin Shield Masters, right? Like just after Naxxramas, it became popular for a short time. It was really winning a lot against Miracle Rogue just because, as you said, their harsh removal is 2 saps, and you can't really sap all taunts. And taunts are all things you need to stay alive against, you know, the bursty oily decks. Now, obviously, things have changed. Now we are playing oil rogues, which kill over several turns, so which can still, I think it's still tough for the rogue here. I mean, we see a lot. Yeah.
The rogue just doesn't have enough answers to all the threats Ramp Druid has. Like a good Kel'Thuzad turn just locks out the game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we see Wild Growth. Wild Growth just on time, and next turn will be Senjin Shieldmaster. Or if he gets like an Innervate, maybe even Emperor Thorison. You have to start playing, you know, SA7 Agent always feels awkward without, you know, the combo, but yeah, Senjin Shieldmaster will do value here. There's no other way to remove this unless he gets like a backstab or eviscerate. And he doesn't.
Yeah, at least he has the prep sprint, and he has to do it.
He has to do it, yeah.
Like, yeah, there's no other line of play.
I mean, and yeah, maybe he'll get a backstab out of it, and he will, you know, stabilize the board at least. But let's see what he gets from the sprint. And
but you still don't get any tempo from it. Like, the Druid is still the one dictating the game,
yeah,
even if you get a backstab here.
And he doesn't get a backstab. Okay, so Thorison, here he comes, I guess, with the coin.
Yeah, it's so strong. There's still no good.
Every time you get Thorison off curve, I mean under curve, sorry, it feels just so much powerful, especially if you're running expensive decks like Druid. I mean, even the fast Druids have these beefy minions or these expensive combos, right? And every time you decrease their cost, it's so much value.
Emperor is really strong in decks where you either have a lot of cards in hand, or you have like the really expensive ones, which a Druid often has. Like, that's why also Handlock is really good with him.
And the Handlock especially, he can keep it protected so well, because they run so many tones. And you know, not only are the giants getting cheaper from your cards or your health, but it also gets decreased from, you know, Thorison.
Yeah. And like the turn 6 Ancient of Law.
He already has the Harrison, so whenever he feels like oiling, you know, the rogue, he will immediately get answered.
That's like one card that locks you out of a game.
Yeah.
The Harrison is so strong in this matchup.
You know, I hate to call things early, but it looks unlosable for the Druid here.
Looks really rough for him. There are no zaps in his hand. If the big threats start coming now.
Yeah, Asian of War is ready to come out, but I guess he'll just play. Nah, you don't really play Asian of War here, man. Come on, you have all the cards you need.
Yeah.
So maybe I guess the play is, you know, see what you get spawn from Paladin Shredder, and decide how you want to proceed. You know, removing the token. If you're lucky, you get like a low health minion which you can clear with the hero power.
Don't really need to play the Drake or the Law here.
Yeah, you have way more cards than you need. Oh god, why? Come on, really? This? No. It has combo in hand, so the rock must deal with this or die. Is there a way to do it? He can play Blood Mage into, and then he won't have enough mana for board clear. Oh, awkward. Okay, that's a start, but not really a good one. He's dead, right? No, he's. It's next turn is turn 8. So. Okay, so actually the Emperor didn't affect any of the combos, so at least that's working for the in Rogue's favor. But so much damage on the board already. He actually can double swipe and put even more pressure. And if the rogue doesn't find any heals, I think I haven't seen any heal boss, right?
From the rogue, no. There is a Farseer.
Yeah.
Not sure if 1 or 2, but that's the only healing.
So you can double swipe the face, and then you can clear the remaining Azure Drake. Or even, yeah, even better, you can Azure Drake and swipe and clear like this. Yeah, sometimes I forget how good Thorison is when he reduces your card costs. I really like the aggressive play here with the swipe rat. I guess you don't really have to commit to it if you don't want to. Azure Drake and swipe is also as good, and let's see what he decides to do.
Yes, too many options.
So you know, and usually the rogue has second sprint, which usually is good, but you don't really want to have it when you're about to die, right? So right now you want to make power turns, put minions on the board which can actually contest the rogue's board. So sprint, although it's a fantastic card, it's actually anti-tempo card, right?
You don't really have the time to play it, so
yeah,
that's the main problem.
Exactly. This is the problem with card advantage cards, right? They're usually 90% of the time they're associated with a tempo loss, and getting back the tempo is what will potentially bring you into the game. But I think this is just game for Wespogi here, and AkiSera won't be getting his yet another championship.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is going to be the game, guys. Wespogi will take the series 3-2, which means he will take $300 from the $500 prize pool. He will get 20 World Championship points. For AkiSera, this will be $100 plus 10 World Championship points. Really well played from Wespogi. I think the decision to bring Druid was ballsy, but ultimately it paid out.
Yeah, like the whole series in the end was really close and both played really well. I still think Druid is questionable because in the in some of the games it didn't do just as good as he wanted to, but it worked out for him.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. The VODs will be up as soon as we embed them to YouTube, and you can find them at hs.gosucup.com. Tomorrow is Sunday, so we'll take the day off to just watch more Hearthstone, as we have Gfinity finals and Kingwin for Charity finals. So if you like Hearthstone, make sure to tune into those two tournaments. Follow the coverage on gosugamers.net. And on Monday, the registration for the next cup will open. So if you're Southeast Asian players, you want to get some money, you want to get some World Championship points, hop into hs.gosucup.com. There's like a big red register button, you cannot really miss it. It will be the cup number 4, again $500 prize pool, 52 World Championship points, and yeah, maybe the next champion is one of you guys, and we won't see some of these established players win it, but maybe some new underdog will do it, as Puperface did in cup number 1. But for this time, this was all from me and Nomlix here. Make sure to follow us at Nomlix and at GGNitro. Follow us at GosuGamersHS as well to follow our work. And thank you for joining me today, Nomlix.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so hopefully I can get to cast more with you next Sunday. We'll, as I said, we'll cast every semi-final and grand final matchup. Again, there are like some extreme circumstances, so expect even more video content, coming from us in the following weeks from GosuCup Southeast Asia. But for now, see ya and till next week.